Hey there fellow adventurers. Welcome back to Solid 3D Memories, the channel where we bring your favorite fictional weapons to life through 3D printing. Today, we're diving into the land of Teoh to create Finn's infamous Demon Blood Sword from Adventure Time. As you can see, I've printed out the necessary files and I'm ready to bring this sword to life. If you're interested in printing your own Demon Blood Sword, don't worry, the link to the files is in the description of this video. So let's get started and see how this iconic weapon comes together in the real world. I placed the files in Cura and left them in the position they were in when they were downloaded. The parts did not need any supports and were printed on my Elegoo Neptune 2S, which is basically the same size as an Ender 3. The way the parts are split up means you do not need a large printer bed to make this sword. I printed all the parts at 100% scale with a brim to keep them from falling over. Here are the time-lapse videos of most of the parts being printed. In addition to the sword, I also printed a sword display hanger. I have put that link in the description of the video. I used Elegoo PLA Plus black filament. This filament has been great, and it is not as expensive as a lot of other brands. Now that all the parts are off the printer, it is time to inspect them and make sure that they all fit together. After that, I will sand and smooth the parts before assembly. Once I have assembled the guard and the blade sections, I will prime and paint. Because all those pieces are the same color, there is no need to tape and mask. The only small piece that needs to be masked is the pommel. I used an electric circular palm sander with 80 grit sandpaper to remove the layer lines. When using an electric sander, staying in one place for a long time or using too much pressure is a bad idea. If you do, the plastic will melt, and you may have to repair some areas before painting. do this project, I needed some additional supplies. First, I had to purchase a dowel rod for just under $2, some popsicle sticks for $2, super glue, brown electrical tape, and spray paint. I already had the rest of the supplies on hand. With the additional supplies and filament, this project cost about $25. I chose the Gorilla Gel super glue, which worked great and did not require an activator. Besides joining the parts, I will also use super glue to cover the seams where the bladed pieces meet. I will only do this on one side to see the difference if this step is skipped. I will show the difference toward the end of the video after it is painted. Some makers recommend using a soldering iron to smooth the super glue once it dries on the seams. However, due to the risks of the fumes, I decided to sand the glued seams instead. After the base coat was dry, it was time to sand again. I used 1000 grit wet or dry sandpaper to remove rough spots in the paint. Rough spots can occur due to uneven painting or dust that settles while the paint dries. I was working in the garage with the door open on a windy day, so I was sure dust settled on the base coat. If you apply a clear coat or want your top coat to look its best, wet sanding can make a big difference in the final finish of the paint. I did not wet sand the top coat on this project because I was sick and tired of sanding this sword. This is the side of the sword that I did not put super glue over the seams where the parts of the blade come together. Instead, I only used the Bondo spot putty. As you can see, the seams are noticeable compared to the other side. I was willing to do this little test on this project because I knew it would be hanging on my wall, so I would only be looking at the best side anyway. We've successfully brought Finn's demon blood sword to life through the power of 3D printing. I hope you enjoyed watching this process as much as I enjoyed creating it. Don't forget to check the description for the link to the files if you want to try printing your own demon blood sword. And if you want to see more weapons and props from your favorite movies, TV shows, and games, be sure to subscribe to Solid 3D Memories for more content like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next adventure.